Welcome to What's Cooking with Mary Gray. Today we're going to make a lemony lentil salad. So one of the base ingredients of this recipe are seedless cucumbers. So it calls for approximately 1 cup. So we're going to go ahead and start chopping this. So what I like to do is use the burpless or English cucumbers, and I just cut it in half. They're less watery than standard cucumbers. And then I quarter it again so that we get nice bite-sized pieces. Okay. So now I'm gonna go ahead and put that in a bowl. I'm gonna take my bowl, put all of this. And next we add a red bell pepper. So this adds a nice sweetness to the recipe. So I'm gonna also go ahead and quarter this guy. So I'm gonna cut from the sides. This is a washed red bell pepper. So you wanna just cut the white out of it because that's a little bitter. And then we're just gonna chop it into pieces. So I start by cutting it into strips, and then cutting it into chunks. And it calls for an entire bell pepper. All right, and now this goes in the bowl. And then we're gonna add a little bit of red onion. So I'm gonna cut this guy in half at the roots. And it calls for about 1/2 cup, so I'm gonna take this larger side here. Peel it and then see how much it gives us. And then a way to get a finely chopped red onion is to cut it this way first, watching your fingers, but keeping the root on. So this end, and then cutting through this way. And then you just cut down. Okay, and we're gonna add this to the bowl. Super simple so far. All right. And then the last veggie that goes into the mix are the lentils. So with the lentils, you can use canned lentils and just drain them, or you can use dry lentils and cook them. If you're using dry lentils, then you take the dry lentils and you rinse them and you pick through them to make sure there aren't any stones, and then you boil them in water with a bay leaf for about 20 minutes or until they're tender. Either way is fine. Lentils are a legume and they're super high in fiber. Okay, so I'm just gonna add these. All right. So now that we've got all of our veggies in our bowl, we're gonna make our vinaigrette. So that starts with an acid, actually 2 acids. Lemon juice, it's our lemony lentil, and then some red wine vinegar, which is a little bit milder than something like an apple cider vinegar. We've got a little salt and pepper. We've got a little bit of olive oil, so 2 tablespoons. Always measure that. We've got 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard. And then I think the best ingredient of all is 1/3 cup of fresh chopped dill. So dill has a little bit of a tangy flavor. If you don't have dill, you could always use tarragon, or you could use the fronds of fennel, and that would work as well. So you just mix all of these ingredients together. Actually, I'm gonna change over to a whisk for this to get everything combined. The acid, the emulsifier of the mustard, the fresh herbs. The dill gives it a nice, fresh, tangy flavor. and then stir it all together. So what I found is for best results, let this chill in the fridge for a couple of hours. And this is a great dish that will keep in your fridge for 3 or 4 days. After you stir all of the ingredients together, you can put it in the fridge for a couple of hours and let all of the flavors marinate together, and then it's ready to serve. And we're all done. There you have it, lemony lentil salad.